Hey guys, this is Andres with I Believe in Myself Coaching. Today we will be talking about a question that a lot of my clients ask. They ask me, how can I change people? Whether it's a spouse, maybe your family, a friend, or maybe a teacher. The thing that I found out about trying to change people is that you can't do it. We can't tell them to change. I've done that many times in my life where I try to change a relative or a friend and all they hear is just blah, 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 and they never want to change because I'm telling them to change. So today I'm going to give you 4 ways on how to change people. The first one is awareness. What we have to do is make these people be aware of what they are doing to themselves. And we don't tell them, hey, you're doing this wrong, you're drinking too much, you're smoking too much, you're eating unhealthy. What we do is we just listen. If we ever see them that they're frustrated for some reason, and you see that they're doing something because of that frustration, you ask them, hey, what's going on? Like, are you okay? How did that make you feel when you did that? Just open up the conversation to them, and then when you ask them a question, they'll tell you exactly what's going through their mind. But don't give your opinion, because once you give your opinion, they'll shut down and they will not want to talk to you. Trust me, I've done that many times. But through the questions, you will get the answers, but at the same time, they will find out their own answers. And they'll start thinking, well, maybe I am doing this because I'm feeling depressed, or I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling some type of anxiety. Making them be aware of what they're doing to themselves will be an eye-opener to them. And maybe it'll take a while for them to understand what they're doing to themselves. But it's okay, you just continue giving your support. That's what we have to do. We have to support these people. Also, you have to be aware of yourself too. What are you doing for yourself that's causing a change in your life? Are you doing maybe the same things that they're doing and you're trying to change them and you're not changing? So just remember that you are the example. And if you're showing that you're unhappy, or that you're smoking, that you're drinking, that you're eating unhealthy foods, then you're not showing that person the example. But when you start showing people the example, that you are the example, that you're wanting to change, and you seem happier because of that, people will start saying, man, what is this person doing that maybe I can do in my life in order for me to change? So self-awareness is extremely important. Many people nowadays are not aware of what they're doing to themselves. I know at one point in my life, I was not aware of what I was doing to myself. In a way, I was aware, but at the same time, I either didn't care, or sometimes I wasn't aware. And I was drinking a lot of alcohol, doing drugs, eating a lot of unhealthy foods that made me feel really depressed and really unhappy with myself. Once I decided to make the change and be self-aware is when I started to make changes in my life, getting on a diet, working on my mind, working on my dream. So self-awareness is the first one that I would highly recommend to help people be aware of what they are doing to themselves. The second one is acceptance. People have to accept that they need to change. So if people are drinking a lot of alcohol, or doing drugs, or are eating unhealthy foods, or if they are not doing what they love, meet them where they are. Many times we judge people because they are not doing what we're doing, because we're trying to better ourselves and these people are doing something that we were doing in the past. So then we start judging, oh, they're drinking a lot of alcohol, what an alcoholic, when at one point in our lives we were there. And sometimes I've run into that. I've judged people because either they're doing hard drugs or they are eating unhealthy foods. And I know I was there at one point in my life, and we have to show empathy for these people and remind ourselves that we at one point in our lives were there. And we have to think about, how was I feeling at that moment? For the most part, we're feeling alone and we feel like we don't have anybody to talk to. So meet them where they are and show some empathy and tell them, I'm here for you. If you ever want to talk about this situation that you're going through, please feel free to reach out to me. Or maybe you can get somebody to talk to them, somebody that they can trust. Sometimes what happens is people trust people that they just met more than their relatives. And sometimes it's because our relatives, what happens is that they judge before they actually try to help. They don't have an open ear. And I've been a victim of this, where I treat strangers better than my family or friends. And I know that we've all run into that, because sometimes we take for granted what we have, like the ones that we love. And this is called the law of familiarity. I've heard this from Tony Robbins, where he says that you get so used to something that then you start taking it for granted. So don't take these people for granted, and these are the people that you love. Maybe they're just having a struggle in changing their lives, and you can help them out by just meeting them where they are and just being empathetic and letting them know that you're there for them and that you have an open ear for them to or a shoulder to cry on. Maybe you can go out for some coffee or some dinner and talk over that dinner and say, hey, how can I help you? Is there anything I can do for you? And if they ask you for your opinion, maybe for something that you've been through, that they're going through in the moment, then just tell them what you went through and how you felt. But don't tell them what to do, because once you start telling them what to do, remember, they just shut down. The third one is accountability. This is a huge one, especially for me as a life coach. This is one of the biggest reasons why people reach out to me to be their life coach, because they just want to have that accountability. When you have that accountability from somebody else, you feel like you need to do this. And what happens with my clients is that I write out an action plan for them, and I tell them, okay, you said that you would complete this task by certain date. And so now they have it written out, and they say that they're either going to lose weight, they're going to take action on their dream, they're going to stop drinking, whatever it is that they want to improve in their lives, you're holding them accountable to it. But at the end of the day, it's themselves holding themselves accountable. But when they know that somebody else knows about it, they feel like they need to do it. This also happens in my group coaches, where whenever I have group coaches with people, like about 5 or 6 people, they all hold each other accountable. And the more people that hear their goals, the more they feel like they need to take action. And if you want to help that person, maybe if it's your partner, your family, or friend, if they want to lose weight and they start eating healthy, then you start eating healthy too. So you make sure that you're being the role model and showing them that you're doing it with them, or that they're going out for a run, or maybe they start pursuing their goals and dreams. Whatever it is that they want to be held accountable for, if you follow them, especially if it's somebody like your spouse or a family or friend, if they see you doing it, they'll be motivated to do it. And that will give them external motivation, that'll give them internal motivation, and then before you know it, they won't need anybody else's help but their own help. The fourth one is action. What we need to do is we need to help these people start taking action on whichever goal they want to accomplish. And then from there, once they accomplish one goal, that one baby step that they take, then they start building momentum. And little by little, they start taking even more action and more action. I've had clients who started on a diet, and in 6 months, they lost about 60 pounds. But at the beginning, it was hard because they lost 1 pound, 2 pounds, 5 pounds, then 15, then 20. And at one point, they hit like a plateau where they just could not get past that 20 pounds, but they just continue doing it over and over again because they felt better, they had more energy, but they kept that momentum going. You see, once you keep that momentum going, it keeps that excitement going. And with that excitement, it pushes you to continue moving forward towards your goal and making sure that you accomplish your goal. When people have that momentum and that excitement going, then they start believing that they can change. And when they start believing, that's when they actually change. I hope these tips help you the way that they've helped me in my life and the way that it's helped my clients. If you guys have any questions, you can send me an email at contact@ibelieveinmyself.org, or you can check out my website at ibelieveinmyself.org. I believe in you. Peace.